Hello, I'm Warren. This is my submission video for conversation number 5. Yep. One, observe what scenes stood out to me the most. For Singing in the Rain, I really love their musical numbers. Like when Lockwood, when he realized he was like madly in love with Katie and he decided to go down the streets to sing and dance. I enjoyed that part the most because it was like genuine happiness. Like there was not much dialogue, but you can see the emotions very well through the choreo, the music, and even the rain. That's what I love the most about musicals because it can tell a story through movement rather than dialogue straight up. For the artist, love it when Valentine had his nightmare where he was unable to speak and the artists around him can make a noise. Because I think for most of the film, because we were hearing so much silence and being hit with this sudden noise, it just shows his like fear of becoming obsolete. And moreover, it shows us that a lot of those silent film actors, they were having the fear of when this transition to sound came. Yeah. To how does each film portray the transition to town sound? And for Singing in the Rain, I think it had a more upbeat approach to it. It uses colorful musical numbers. I think it had humor, it had comedy to show that the the challenges that those actors had to face when we experience the transition. Like example, I think one lady Lamont, the audience didn't like her voice very much compared to her appearance. So it just creates some funny situations showing that these actors they have to develop new skills when facing this new change. The artist, I think it had a more emotional approach to it because throughout the film it was mostly silent, so it allowed me and the viewers to experience the same world that Valentine was experiencing, and it rather than dialogue, it was using music to convey its emotions, and we can feel that he had this like fear of becoming lonely throughout the film. So at the very end, when we can hear sound, we got to appreciate its value and see how important it is, because we're hearing so much silence beforehand. But yeah, to reinterpret, what do you think each film is trying to say about change? I think both films they have this same message that technological change it can bring like opportunities but also also challenges. Uh, like Singing in the Rain, I think you focus more on the positive where change can be good. Like even though actors and even everyone was struggling at first, they were able to adapt and work together and succeed. And it taught us that we can overcome any challenge and change as long as we are flexible and creative with it. The artist it had a more like emotional perspective to it because Valentine, I know he was very proud of his like silent film career, so he's very refusing of this transition to sound at first, and we can see that his career took like a plunder from not being able to accept it, and it shows us that it brings some consequences when we refuse to change. But at the end of the film, we can see that he was like more open to it, and his career took a change again. Yeah. For Connect, how does this relate to the modern era? I think even today we are experiencing like this similar transition back then because right now a lot of film studios they're doing streaming services. There's digital filmmaking now, and even like AI. So we are just like actors before where they had to develop skills to adapt to sound. Even now everyone's like getting used to digital tools to make film, and it's the same lesson again where people worry if these new tools they will replace traditional filmmaking. But I also know there's people that know this can be like a new opportunity for more creative ideas and such. But I think the big lesson you can take from this is like as long as you are flexible and be adaptive to change, you can overcome anything. Yeah. Bye bye.